We knew this year had to be different. We've been going through a war 7-8 months already. It's all anybody thinks about. It's all anybody talks about. The dinner was just not going to be your typical dinner. And then we realized we have all of these heroes living amongst us. So many former chayalim and chayalot, soldiers who have served, members of ours who have served, children of members who have served. And that is just the perfect way for us to celebrate who we are as a shul by honoring all of those who embody the values that we have, who have actually risked their lives, dedicated themselves to serving the Jewish people in the IDF, who have worn the most proud uniform that a Jew can wear.
We have 18, and I'm so proud of that, all different ages, all different generations, representing all different, many of the different wars and conflicts and all that.
It was simply impossible for us to tell everyone's story, but we thought it'd be a great idea to highlight some of the stories of those who have served.
I came to Israel a day before Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur was Shabbat. Yom Shishi I was in Golan Heights in the morning visiting some friends. The war broke out, but I was there for a little while, going to Siyurim. Go here, go there. It was pretty active. So I was there in Gaza, doing similar to my Jibaliyah, Rafia, same thing. We going in, we shoot, we get shot, we get killed. Many stories, many friends. Nothing changed.
I was in the Navy. The end of 77 till 79, I was in the most secretive, the center of everything.
In 1980, I joined the army, and I was in the Nachal, and because I was very motivated, they put me in this top-notch secret unit. And that unit is basically it's a communication unit that I'm a commander to say that we know where is every soldier every time.
Today I'm 90, and I had to enter 18, and they put me in the Air Force. And in the Air Force, I deciphered codes. It was very secretive. Nobody can come to my place.
So I started in Tzalchanim and paratroopers. Then the first Intifada started. And then they opened up a unit called Duvdevan, which was a unit, they didn't know how to deal with the Intifada. And they said, let's make a unit for people to go undercover and to protect Arabs who gave us information. Most of the operation was like really middle of the night. We come with Arab cars that we confiscated for them during the daytime. And surprise them, which is similar now what you see in the movie Fauda, but they're a little bit exaggerated in Fauda.
So I served in Hesder in Kerem Biavne, and I got started in 1980. And then I served there for 5 years, and after about a year, we started basic training for tanks. You're inside a tank, you feel a lot more safe than the infantry guys. I always blessed myself. No matter how bad I'm having it, they got to run around outside. So I'm okay to drive. It's fine.
And then this lady came as a Morah Chayelet to our hometown.
So we did something called Morot Chayalot, which is literally translates to teacher soldier. So I grew up in this very Zionistic home. And it was clear that the boys were going to the army. We're 5, but then when my sister, it was her turn, so my mother said, of course you should go. Everybody should go. But back then, most of the girls went to Shirulumi, and we were about 10 girls that we decided to go to the army.
The girls didn't go to the army, the firm girls, my time. But I did want. I wanted because I knew one day I'm going to look back, I'm going to be so sorry. And I felt like, why can't I go to the army and be a Shomer Shabbat? And that's what I did.
Today, they have a lot of volunteers from all over the world. But at that time, you had to take everybody. Everybody had to serve. And we had to do what we had to do.
We were in the headquarters of the tank that controlling the whole Bikat Yarden. But then 1981, the war starts. So everybody moved to Lebanon. Our team was the first one that got into Lebanon with the tanks. We went from there all the way to Beirut.
Made Aliyah in 2014 and drafted November 2014. I served 2.5 years in the Okitz K9 Combat Unit.
For my active service, I was in the paratroopers, Tzanchanim, in the 890th Battalion. I served for about 1.5 years, finishing in August 2022. But when the war broke out, I found my way into a new unit with all my friends from my active service. Our job we're called a Gdud Hagana, which is a protective unit. We protect within the borders of Israel. So we were stationed originally on the Lebanon border, taking rocket fire and just preventing them from coming in through the fences. About a month or two later, we moved to the Syrian border.
She joined Palchatz, which is search and rescue.
They're also a combat unit as well. So, I mean, if they're going into, like, let's say, a dangerous war zone or whatever it is, they're also equipped to go ahead and actually deal with, combat.
In my junior year of high school, we did this project called Names Not Numbers, where we interviewed Holocaust survivors. And I remember it was so inspirational and it's inspired me to do what I did, probably. And I remember I was like, I want to be a part of this. I want to be this. I want to be a hero. I want to participate in this fight for this Jewish identity. And, it just like clicked. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it.
During high school, he went on Machach and he picked the army and he loved it. He said, Ma, this is great. And I tried to remind him. I said, Elijah, they don't use real bullets in Machach. And when you go to the IDF, it's real ammunition. And, and that was like pushed off. And we never really heard about it again until the year he was in yeshiva. And we went to Israel for our grandson's bar mitzvah. And he told us, I want to join the army. And again, I went, uh-huh.
Growing up here, Hafter is a very Zionistic yeshiva. It's certainly here at Beth Shalom. So while not every kid joins, it didn't shock us, and certainly, speaking for myself, I felt immense pride because I think all of us, when we're growing up, think we want to do it ourselves, but we don't have the guts to do it. And here, my son did have the guts to do it.
A lot of the motivation and the passion I got for serving in the IDF came from growing up in a shul like Beth Shalom, where, through thick and thin, it's part of our DNA where we always supported, and not just supported, but really felt part of the goal and the mission of both the IDF and the modern state of Israel.
You were very proud. He was he was very into it. Me, I was obviously nervous.
It's immense pride, but as a mother, you some nights you don't sleep.
We sing in Hatikva, especially on Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut. We sing Liot Am Chofshi Ba'aretzenu, and that's why we train like we did. That's why we still send the future generations to the army.
To a certain degree, the shul functions as a front line in the war effort for us living very far away. Obviously, no comparison to those who are actually risking their lives and fighting. But for those of us here who want to be so connected, the shul plays that role through our programming, through the speakers that come, through the fundraising that we have done, the amount of money that we have sent and supported so many causes, the missions that we have run, and the way that we are able to connect from those missions back to us living here.
And while there are so many great causes out there, we always hear charity and stuckup begins at home. This is our bias. This is our bias in so many ways. It's our bias not just where we daven, but we have so much programming, and now we do so much for Eretz Yisrael every year, this year even more so.
I also just want to give a big shout out and just give it up, a round of applause for our incredible Mara de Asra, Rabbi Freundlich, and Rebbetzin Freundlich, who together tirelessly, since Simchas Torah, since October 7th, have made sure that we as a community have been constantly connected to what's going on in Israel. whether it's the 3 missions that they led in Eretz Yisrael, the Shiva visits, the Bikur Cholim, the food preparations, the packaging, whether it was the hundreds of duffel bags of supplies that were packed up in our ballroom and shipped out to Israel, or all the inspiring drushas that Rabbi Freundlich gave, giving us chizuk and talking points and just keeping us informed of the stories of both loss and heroism, or how every single night in shul, without fail, Rabbi Freundlich announces how many have fallen, how many have been injured. A big, big yasher koach to Rabbi and Rebbetzin Freundlich.
We have great soldiers. Absolutely great soldiers.
The Israeli army, again, is the best army in the world, in every way. And I'm so proud. I'm proud to say that I was serving in this army.
We're still fighting for our Jewish identity, and we're going to continue fighting whatever it takes.
I feel so sorry for the soldiers now. All the people through everything. I know what they're going through. I know the dirt they're eating. I know the no sleep. I know the tension. They have all my respect.
Everybody needs their prayers, especially you hear every day, soldiers getting hurt.
הקדוש ברוך הוא, פליז, אני מבקש ממך לשמור על ישראל ולקחת את כל הגויים שרוצים להרוס אותנו, תעשה משהו.
And I just want to thank the entire shul and the community. For one, I did a fundraiser for my unit at the beginning of the war, and many people from the shul, with a lot of help from Rabbi Freundlich and many members of the shul that donated to our unit, which had very much direct help. So let me use this as a public stage to say thank you to all of you. It really did help.
Thank you for standing with the soldiers. Thank you for standing with Israel. Am Yisrael Chai.
And I wish I could be there. Every Israeli, that's our dream, is to be there to protect our people.
As long as you're here, Israel is home. Al tishkach it. Don't forget.
Israeli said, don't worry, you had to say that. אל תדאג.